So wherever we stand, we are carrying a vibration, and everything around it is matching that vibration. So if there's something in your life that you are not liking, for some reason you are attuning to that vibration of it. And to understand what that is important. You cannot bring the frequency of fear up into the frequency of love and light. It just can't happen. All those traumas and emotions that we've been carrying since birth and from previous lives, we carry them over. And it's time for us to come out of the realities of fear and doubt and suffering and the up and down, the yo-yo effect of our lives, the emotional yo-yo that we live in. The closer we get to the love and light vibration and that healing vibration, the more things that we draw to us, because it's not about going to get things. It's not about doing. It's about matching our vibration to the things that we desire to feel. It's not the things we desire to have, it's the things that we desire to feel, because the things that we want to get, we think are going to make us feel better, it's all for a state of being. We want to be in a relationship because we want to feel loved. And we want a good job because we want to feel secure. Those are all wonderful things. Those are all wonderful states of being. But they are states of being that exist here. Now, it's not about getting things to get to the state of being of it. It's about matching the vibration of it, and then it introduces itself to us. For instance, let's talk about relationship. We're all looking for that perfect relationship, the twin flame, that perfect partnership. We all want that. We all desire it. But how do we get that? We must raise our own vibration and our own frequency to match those vibrational frequencies of love and light, of that twin flame. And to talk ourselves into the frequency of love and light, and then a relationship introduces itself to you, there's going to be no argument. You're going to fold together, you're going to grow together, and you're going to love. And you are going to feel amazing. And you're going to want to come home to that person every day. Hi everybody, this is Malani, welcoming you to Malani Meditation Podcast. Please sit back, grab a cup of tea, and enjoy the show. I'm sitting here with Gadish, and we'll be doing some question and answers about how to live consciously in this world so that we can bring meditation into our walk-in circumstances in our life. We can bring it, that feeling of it, into work. We can bring it into, right now it's the holidays, into the family get-togethers. How can we live more consciously and bring peace into our daily activities? These podcasts we do are very important concepts to go over in order to understand what we can do in the awakened reality. So let's get started. Good morning, Gadish. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Malani. Thank you.
Have you come up with any questions for us?
Well, I was thinking maybe talking a little more about vibration and maybe talking about the vibrations that are in your meditations.
Yeah, I guess that's important because as anybody has ever listened to my meditations, they're not your normal everyday meditation. You know, there's a lot of meditations out there that you can choose from, and if mine contain vibrations. So let's talk about those vibrations that are in there. Vibration is an essential part of my spiritual practice. For some reason, I can see and feel and hear vibration as if somebody who, like Beethoven, understands music, but it wasn't about reading the music, it was about he can hear the music, he can feel the music. For whatever reason, I've been given the ability to understand vibration and see it and hear it on another level. And I can understand the importance of vibration and how it's being introduced into our world. And the vibration that's being introduced is from a high frequency. And it's important to attune to this vibration that is being introduced. So from the beginning, when this vibration started coming out of me, it just naturally comes out of me, and it's a channeled vibration. From the beginning, I understood that it was for an attunement for my body. And so I began to attune to the vibration as it came out, and I used it simply for me. And as it evolved, and it keeps evolving from this day, I understand that it was important for it to get out. So I created a meditation channel and slowly been introducing it to everybody with the understanding it's a way for people to attune to the vibration and heal, because the vibration is for healing. We are created from vibration. Everything is vibrational. So wherever we stand, we are carrying a vibration, and everything around it is matching that vibration. So if there's something in your life that you are not liking, for some reason you are attuning to that vibration of it. And to understand what that is important. And listening to these vibrations, our bodies begin to attune to it, as if you were going to put like a bowl of water in the center of a room, and you had 4 speakers in each corner, and it was blasting vibration into that room. That water begins to shake and attune to the vibration, to the frequency of those speakers. It's the same with our bodies and listening to these vibrations. The body begins to attune to the vibration from the frequency of love and light. And when that frequency and those vibrations are introduced to all the cells and the water that's inside our body and the organs, anything from a lower frequency or vibration that exists in the body will have to drop off, because it cannot come up to the frequency of what's being introduced from this shamanic, I've been told to say it is, at points, and sometimes it's just a divine love and light vibration. And those negative vibrations that we hold on to in our hearts and such begin to fall off and come out, because you cannot bring the frequency of fear up into the frequency of love and light. It just can't happen. So what happens is I've been putting these vibrations into these meditations, and these meditations are very powerful for healing, not just the physical body, but the emotional body. All those traumas and emotions that we've been carrying since birth and from previous lives, we carry them over. And it's time for us to come out of the realities of fear and doubt and suffering and the up and down, the yo-yo effect of our lives, the emotional yo-yo that we live in. We're mad one minute and we're happy in another. We're sad in one moment and then blissful in another. Or up and down. These concepts, these vibrations that I can see and hear, and they're being introduced to me, they're being shared to help us. So I thought, what better way to do it than putting it in these meditations and making an offering for everybody. Not everybody's going to get it. Some people it's going to be strange. But I believe whoever starts to get it and is getting it has been handpicked for whatever reason to help this world move into the new world. There is a new world unfolding. It may not look like it sometimes because there's so much going on in the world. There's wars and there's starvation. The big money is just, we're being lied to. But the way I see it is the oil has to come to the surface in order to be skimmed off. There is a frequency being offered to this world, and it is doing exactly what I'm talking on a larger scale. The negative vibration of the world is coming up to be skimmed off, just like I'm introducing these vibrations to the individual bodies so that the emotions that they're carrying that are from fear and doubt can be skimmed off. It's very important for us to keep up with these frequencies. And this is a simple, almost like a cheat. It doesn't mean we don't have to live consciously and support it. But that's my introduction to the vibration and what's going on with it. Because it can be quite strange to some. But that doesn't concern me, because I do believe in whoever finds their way to the channel is supposed to be there. And whoever drops from the channel is supposed to drop from the channel. And I know that it's very esoteric and it's very unusual. The people that listen to it, it's going to be very unique.
So, what is something we can do to attune more to the vibration while we're listening to it? Or is there any like tips you can give, or is it just listening to the meditations? And
I think a big tip I can give is listening to the meditation, and although there might be things in the meditation or things that might be said that I don't really resonate with that. But the thing is, it's in order to truly create coherence, we have to surrender the mind. Because the mind is what tells us things like, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to do that. But when we're being guided in a meditation, let's create coherence with the speaker. And to let go of that mind and don't let it tell you, like, I don't want to do that part, I want to do my own thing. And it might be a little bit of a struggle at first, because the mind's saying, no, we don't like that. But that's the idea, is to silence that mind, and if the mind says to go left, we go right. And create coherence with the speaker in the meditation, and surrender and let go. And when the vibration comes in, follow the instruction of the vibration. Like if it's saying to hold it down into the cells, let's hold it down into the cells, because that's the image of the speaker. If it's saying put it in your heart, put it in your heart, because that is what the image of the speaker is going on. So it's creating coherence. What's being said is where the vibration is being introduced and felt. I think it's important to attune to what's being said in the meditations.
so what starts to happen when you really start to attune to the vibration, and it's really like you're really starting to resonate with it? What kind of starts to happen?
What happens is our frequency rises, and we attune to things of that vibration. The closer we get to the love and light vibration and that healing vibration, the more things that we draw to us, because it's not about going to get things. It's not about doing. It's about matching our vibration to the things that we desire to feel. It's not the things we desire to have, it's the things that we desire to feel, because the things that we want to get, that we think are going to make us feel better, it's all for a state of being. We want to be in a relationship because we want to feel loved. And we want a good job because we want to feel secure. Those are all wonderful things. Those are all wonderful states of being. But they are states of being that exist here, now. It's not about getting things to get to the state of being of it. It's about matching the vibration of it, and then it introduces itself to us. We match vibrationally. For instance, let's talk about relationship. We're all looking for that perfect relationship, the twin flame, that perfect partnership. We all want that. We all desire it. But how do we get that? You know? And actually, to tell you the truth, there is no relationship that isn't perfect. Do you understand that?
Well, I mean, not fully, but I somewhat.
Well, you nodded.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, everything is perfect. So that's why I nodded.
But how is it perfect?
Because life produces what it produces. And
what about the relationship where they're always arguing and fighting all the time?
well, I guess it's perfect too, because I mean that's where they are vibrationally, and that's what they're bringing into the world, and is arguing and complaining and
It's a perfect match vibrationally to where we are. Wherever your vibration is, you are matching everything to it. Everything to it. So there's something that you're looking at, some relationship that you're looking at, and you don't like aspects of that relationship or that person that's in your life. Understand that it is a vibrationally match, and there's something in you that is drawing that person to you. There's something that vibrationally matches. It's how it works. We're all on frequencies and we're all matching vibrations, so there must be something in us that is matching that. And it's more important to understand that vibration that we're putting out so that we don't draw those things to us anymore. It's more important to correct the vibrational patterns that we're sending out so that we don't receive back those lower vibrational frequencies. So every relationship is a perfect match, and there's something to learn from each and every one of them. But if we're in a consistent looping kind of relationship, we find ourselves in a vicious cycle of relationship, that the same relationship keeps presenting itself with different people. That is because we're vibrationally matching whatever that is. And in order to come out of that, we must raise our own vibration and our own frequency to match those vibrational frequencies of love and light, of that twin flame. So when we begin to tune to the vibration of love and light that is being introduced to this world, that's where we find the solutions. That's where we find that perfect twin flame. It's not done through searching into the world. It's not done through going to match sites or looking in the grocery store or going out to singles bars. You don't find it like that. If you're going somewhere looking for a relationship, you're going with the vibration of lack of relationship. So you will ultimately match the vibration of somebody else that is in lack of relationship.
it's almost like you gotta think backwards. Like, think of having the perfect relationship already, and or being in that, feeling how it feels in a way, and then it's almost like it's backwards in a way.
We have been working backwards, and that's why the world looks like it looks. That's why there's more fear and doubt in the world than love and light. But there's technically not more fear and doubt than love and light, because truly the fear and doubt is the illusion, and love and light is all there is. But we're in an illusional state, and in this illusional state there's more fear and doubt in this world that we are feeling. And to talk ourselves into the frequency of love and light, then get into the relationship, then allow the relationship to match your frequency. If you're talking yourself into a high frequency and a high vibration, and then a relationship introduces itself to you, there's going to be no argument. You're going to fold together, you're going to grow together, and you're going to love. And you are going to feel amazing. And you're going to want to come home to that person every day. You're not going to want a break. You're not going to have to walk on eggshells around them because they're so temperamental. There's a lot of relationships out there that are abusive, vibrationally abusive, physically abusive. Why are we matching those? It is a match vibrationally. And unfortunately, being in an abusive relationship, we become more fearful of the relationship that we're in. We get more afraid to go home. We get more afraid of being with them And so therefore the vibrational fear gets thicker and thicker, and then the relationship gets worse and worse. There has to be some sort of bravery at some point. There has to be some sort of vibrational shift so that we can come out of these and match those relationships of love and light.
So what about people that are already in a relationship? What's a good way for people to raise their vibration in a relationship that they're already in?
With an understanding what we are made of. We are made of love and light. And everybody here has an inner self. What does that inner self look like? Before it was introduced to all these illusions of fear and doubt. Who is that being that is behind all this? Behind their own traumas, behind all their fear. Who is that being? It's a being of love and light, of perfection. And seeing the perfection in the imperfection. Seeing that perfection of love and light inside of all the imperfections. Maybe there's untogetherness coming out. But if you can invoke love and light in somebody, then you raise your own frequency, and you're also supporting their frequency, and you're helping them come out of the fear and doubt. But the moment a person is being untogether and they're feeling irritable or upset, what you'll notice is they are trying to bring us down to their vibration and engage us in an argument. Instead of moving up to the frequency of where we're trying to hold, the vibration we're trying to hold, they would rather bring us down. Or it's vice versa, or we're doing that. What generally happens, in order to communicate, you can't communicate one on fear and one on love. There has to be, somebody has to budge. What usually happens is the person that's feeling good will go down to the lower vibration because the lower vibrational person doesn't want to come up. And next thing you know, you're in an argument and you're going round and round at that vibration of fear and doubt. And there is no solutions down there. You just stay down there in that vibration of that yuckiness. And it's very hard to get out. And we say things that we don't mean, and we say hurtful things because it's all fear and doubt vibration. And the best way to do this is get good at holding our vibration. Hold it long enough. Eventually they're going to have to raise our vibration if we hold it, if they want to speak to us. Because we're not going down. It's kind of like being in a grocery store with a child, like in a baby. If you can imagine this, it's kind of like pushing a young child in a grocery cart through the aisle, and they see a chocolate bar and they want that chocolate bar. What do?
They pout about it. They want it.
They throw a fit.
They throw a fit. If you say no, and
if you say no, they'll throw a fit.
Yeah.
And when you don't give in to the chocolate bar, what do?
They even throw more fit.
Yeah, they get a little louder. They get a little more extreme. And eventually they get so extreme, you ever seen them pretend like they're choking? Or they're dying?
Yeah.
And it's either the mother or the parent's going to give in, or the baby's going to give up. But usually it gets so loud and it gets so extreme, finally it's just like, okay, take the chocolate bar, just be quiet, everybody's looking. Right?
Yeah.
It's not intentional. It's the conditions that we've been raised upon, is to use those things for tools in order to get somebody to come to the vibration of argument. We get louder and louder and louder until we just lash out and go, okay, I had it, it's enough. And then all of a sudden there we are. We're in the argument. We give in to the lower vibration. Somebody will pound us so hard, or we do the exact same thing. We're no different as the speakers here, as the person listening. We're responsible for as many arguments as what we received.
Yeah.
So that's it. The lower vibration usually wins the battle, and then we end up in an argument. And the idea here is to hold a positive vibration, and we feel it slipping away, we have to walk away from it. And we don't walk away with the idea like, I'm done, and then we say a last minute peace out, like a last minute stab at them and then walk out. That means holding a high vibration of love and light towards the person. And just kindly and gently just saying, I need to go reset, I need to go somewhere else, and I'm going to leave. If you have to leave the house, you have to leave the house. If you have to go stay in a hotel, you have to stay in a hotel. Whatever it takes. You're not doing it to hurt them. You're doing it to save the relationship. You're doing it to preserve the vibration. You know, if you go down there, you're going to wreck it. Things are going to be said.
Yeah, so it's just maintaining your state of being in a high place and not going down to the problem. And if they don't want to come up, then you wait it out.
You wait it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a whole day, 3 days, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You might want to sit there and not speak to you for 3 days, because that's all part of it too. We'll do anything to get somebody to come down to our vibration, whether it's just we won't speak to them just to feel the guilt trip that we're putting on them. You don't want to feel guilt, because that is moving to the vibration. This is what's happening. Be as it may. Let it be. You know? It's a movie. It's an illusion. Fear and doubt is an illusion.
So it's almost, there's an unwillingness to change your vibration.
Stubbornness.
Yeah.
You know what stubborn is?
Well, what would you say it is?
Stubbornness is an unwillingness to come off a vibration.
Wow.
It's to hold a vibration. But it can work for us or against us. Usually it's working against us. Somebody is usually stubborn. They have the answers and they don't want to entertain that they might not know what they're talking about. It's a stubbornness to come off a vibration. But we have to be stubborn to hold a positive vibration. As the listeners here, this should be our agenda, to hold the vibration of love and light. And I do a lot of heart meditations, and it's about expanding the heart out. And the heart, as the energy center, is infinite. In many of my meditations, I talk about how we expand it out of the chest, out around the body, around the room, the town, the state, and we just keep expanding it, and we're getting good at expanding the heart because it is infinite. And so one of the practices is that heart is love and light. That I've always done is I put my heart around stuff. I put my heart around problems that are being introduced, because I know that love and light is the solution. And if somebody's feeling untogether, then I put my heart around them. I don't tell people what I'm doing, it's just what I do. I'm making an offering. I'm making an offering of love and light. And inside of love and light, you can't be harmed. Love and light is the ultimate protector. If you're putting your heart around somebody that's untogether, you're safe. If you're putting your love and light around somebody, you're safe. Because love and light cannot be injured, cannot be hurt. And we've often talked about boundaries. Boundaries are created by fear. When we set a boundary, fear is holding in fear. Love and light is infinite, and it cannot be harmed. That is our ultimate protector. So I put my heart around people. I put my heart around situations. I put my heart around anything to raise that vibration. Anything that I feel is not vibrating, I always try to raise it by putting my heart around it.
So that's something we could practice with our partners.
Yes. And this is not something that you need to force upon somebody. If you're listening and you're resonating with this, get good at it. Don't read the book and then regurgitate the book as if you know. get good at it and watch what happens. See how this works. It works. Get good at doing it. Get good at talking yourself into a high vibration instead of talking ourselves into being frustrated. We're really good at that. We're really good at being annoyed, talking ourselves into that. It's just as easy to talk yourself into love and light. We just don't practice that. We don't do it. We give into what's prominent in our world, which is fear and doubt. We got to be the good news.
I think a good way of looking at it is maybe trying to do it as a child would do it, without the intention of I know, and just trying it like childlike, just with an open mind. When you're practicing it, I think that helps, instead of saying like, I know this, I know that this works.
Mm-hmm. People are going to say they know about what's being said here, but do we? Are we being it? You know, we can read all about chocolate milk, how to make it, what it tastes like. We can read all about it. You know, where does it come from? The different kinds, instead of just drinking the milk.
Mm-hmm.
And letting there be a knowingness about it.
Mm-hmm.
We all have all kinds of concepts and things, but really the reality is we're not living them. We're just talking about them. We're reading something and we regurgitate it as it's our own idea and our own concept. We're not speaking from it.
This is a good conversation.
To answer your question, the vibration in the meditation, it is a frequency being introduced to people that are listening, and that frequency and that vibration is of love and light and healing. And when we're listening to it, our bodies begin to match the frequency. And all those lower vibrational things begin to fall off. The more we can surround ourselves with love and light, we get into that fast lane. And we get to our own high frequency, and then we begin to match things from that frequency, and we begin to pull things like a magnet to us. The perfect relationship, the perfect job. From where we sit now, we don't truly understand what those high vibrational matches are. You can only feel what's around us. What we're vibrating to now is what we can see and what we understand, and that's what we think our reality is, and that's where we work from. And this reality has been created through, more likely than not, a lot of fear and doubt.
There's a lot out there.
There's a lot out there. I went and saw my family recently, and one of the main things that was said, you know, the problem with that is, when I heard that phrase, the problem with that is, I'm out, I check out. Or so-and-so is not feeling well, and it's just a lot of low vibrating conversations. We're not talking about the good news. There's a lot more bad news being talked about than good news, for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
So, I challenge everybody to be the good news and move into your high vibration.
I like that. Be the good news.
Be the good news.
Thank you, Malani.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody, for listening, and thank you for being the good news. If you found value in this podcast, please support my channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you. Namaste.